Hey cuties, and welcome back to today's video. If you're new here, thank you so much for clicking on this video. My name is Kia and that is my hand and those are my fingers. Excuse them if they look ashy, but it comes from all of the dust when I have to file off the previous designs, and then I wash my hands after I'm finished designing them and things like that. So they'll look better in the ending clips, so don't judge me too hard. But this is a very easy, simple look that I wanted to do a video on because I wanted to do something different with the voiceover. I wanted to do a story time for you guys. So this voiceover is going to be different. I want to tell you guys a story time of when I worked in a nail salon and how I got the job in the nail salon. So this was way back in like 2018, and I know this because I was getting married that year, and my husband and I were in the nail salon getting our feet done, and I had already did my nails for the wedding. I actually have a video on here of the laser encapsulated nails. If you look at them, you might be like, they're not, they're not what they should be, but at the time they were cute. Like, of course, the shape could have been better. And at the time, it was acrylic, not polygel and things. But for the time, just remember it's 2018. For the time, they were considered cute. I was trying to encapsulate some lace in them and things like that. So, long story short, we went to the nail salon to get pedicures. And there was a girl who did my feet and a girl who did my husband's feet. The girl who did my feet, she did mine because she said she didn't do men's feet. But she liked my nails and asked me who did them, and I told her it was me. And at the time, I really wanted to be a nail tech and do nails on other people. So I really wanted to try to get into that because I did not go to cosmetology school. My mom wanted me to go get a college degree, and I also wanted to get a college degree, so that's what I did. But I still, deep down inside, nails are my passion. I knew that's something I wanted to do. So they told me to talk to the owners who was there, and they saw my nails. They thought they were pretty and they liked them. So I was able to start. Mind you, I have no license. I had no license. They knew this and they did not care, because I found out that when you're working in a salon, or sometimes a lot of them are in there and it's like they work with the family members and things like that, you don't necessarily have to go to school to, at least in Georgia, you don't necessarily have to go to school. You can work underneath someone as an apprentice and get a certain amount of hours, and then you can go take a state board. So a lot of them in the nail shop do it that way. But with me, that was not my case. Basically what it was is they knew that a few of us in there did not have licenses, and basically if state board was to come in there or do a surprise visit or something that day, they would tell us not to come out the back, and we wouldn't be doing any servicing while state board was there. Because the thing is, state board, or from what I've learned, is they don't penalize the salon, they penalize the person working in the salon without the license. That to me is probably why they still hire people who don't have a license, because the business themselves is not being penalized, only the person who decided to work in there without the license. You can get fined like up to like $5,000 for working in there without a license, is what I was told. So I'm saying this is what I was told, just in case there's anybody in the comments who are licensed and correct me and things like that. That's fine. You can't correct me because I'm not 100% sure. This is what I remember based off what I was told when I was working in there. So yeah, I started working in there, and that's why I keep all of my nippers and things like that in this pencil box, because when I was working in there, that's what it was. So basically when I got in there, they taught me how to do a pedicure, how to clip the cuticles and things like that. So I was doing mostly pedicures, even though I wanted to just do nails. But I know it's in the beginning stages a little bit with the acrylic, because I never used to consistently practice. It would be like on and off, because that's all I really had time for, to be honest, with trying to go to school and do other things as well. So they were supposed to I sat in the back for a while, and I made a friend there. We're going to call her, Kelly. And Kelly was older. Kelly had a child and things like that, like a 16-year-old. Kelly had looked good for her age. But she was back there. She was nice to me. She was actually, older to me as well. She was older than me, but she was nice and she was cool, and she was there to teach me some pointers and things. But the manager was like messy. The manager there was very messy, and there was a situation where her and him was supposed to have been friends or cool for a while, for a long time, and something happened to where everybody was getting into an argument about the hours or something like that, and I witnessed this man literally sit here and lie on this lady to the owners of the salon, and then they decided to tell her they were going to drop her hours. As she was like, drop my hours, I got a 16-year-old, I don't have time for that, you're not about to drop my hours. So she just ended up quitting, which was, I was sad about it because she was cool, because she was also one of the ones who pushed me to try to make glitter acrylics, because at the time with the ones I was making, they were really like nice and cool. And my favorite thing about working in the nail salon is that during downtime you could practice on each other. So I could be in there and get a free full set from one of my colleagues who wanted to, who wanted to practice, or I'll give a pedicure to one of them to practice. So we did stuff like that a lot when we had downtime. Somebody in there, she was good too. She was great at dip powder, but she did my acrylic set for my birthday and things like that around that time. I only worked in a nail salon for a month. But back to the shady manager though, I witnessed him lie on people and things, and they even tried to force me to come in on a weekend because they were trying to say they needed more people for the weekend, and they tried to get me to. I had a trip planned to go somewhere, and they wanted to get me or tried to get me or coerce me to cancel my trip to stay because they needed people for the weekend. When I told him this ticket and stuff was already paid for and I'm going. Plus, I'm a contractor. It's like I come in when I'm ready to anyway. And the thing about working in a nail salon is if you don't get seen, you won't make no money. So I had to make sure people can see me so I can do pedicures and things like that. That's literally all I was doing. But when I came back from that trip is when everything hit the fan. When I came from the trip, they had already hired like another girl or two or something in there who already really knew how to do nails. But before that, they tried to get me to move my desk, and I was like, no, because they already moved me one time before that to sit by the owner, because they claimed the owner was supposed to show me all these tricks or whatever to help me like be good, because I was the one in the shop trying to follow the trends on Instagram and things like that. So they liked that and was trying to, see the good that could have came out of that. But basically, when I came back from out of town, y'all, I thought these people moved the girl on my stuff in my desk, meaning I didn't clear my desk all the way out, because when I was coming back, I was expected to still be coming back to a job. And then when I opened the drawer, I saw nail tips and stuff in there wasn't mine. So I'm like, did y'all let this girl move her stuff in on top of my desk? At that point, I had it. It was like the end for me, because on top of that, the manager tries to proceed to stir up some drama all of a sudden and tell me that one of the Asian ladies in there don't like me because she said she worked with me at another nail salon or something like that. I was like, first of all, you're lying, because this is my very first time ever working in a nail salon. Whoever you talking about is lying. And when they said the name of the nail salon, I was like, first of all, I never worked in there. I was actually a customer in there. That's probably what you know my face from. And it pissed me off because this heifer wanted to use my paint colored acrylic, my Mia Secret paint colored acrylic, on one of her clients. I found out that was the so-called woman who was talking about me. We'll call her Tina. Tina had the nerve to want to ask to borrow my doggone acrylic, my pink acrylic powder. But then you sit here talking about me and act like you didn't want to work with me and things like that. I cussed that man out and I let him have it. I was mad at myself because I was like, I don't want to look like the angry black girl, but to me, in my mind, they deserved it, because like, you don't let nobody move in here and moving on top of my stuff, knowing my stuff is right here. Especially before I left, y'all tried, like, the way that they was trying to make me move and do it, it was like, it was crazy. It didn't make sense. So I was like, well, I'm just gonna, because they didn't have everything figured out by the time I left. So if they did need me to move, I would have moved when I came back. But the fact that them people moved that girl in on top of my stuff, I cussed that man out and I told him he could. I told him he couldn't do nails. I was lying though. He could do them better than me. But the point was, he still wasn't as good as like other people, everybody else. But yeah, that was my little stint of me working in the nail salon. And I also found out I was pregnant with my oldest child at the time. So maybe that's why I spazzed like I did. But I still think they deserved it. Let me know what y'all think in the comments if I was wrong or you think they deserved it. But even if you tell me I'm wrong, I don't really think it would matter because it was been so long ago. And I was still upset with myself for yelling at her anyway. But let me know if you guys had any bad experiences working in nail salons and things down in the comments. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Bye, my cuties. Mwah.